I would never. You guys have no idea how much respect I have for Ringo. You know, there was a time where I didn't believe Ringo was a real person until I realized that him being real explains why Ringo has always been such a sweet guy. If you know anything about the story of the Beatles, then you probably know that George, Paul, and John were fighting all the time. Well, not all the time, but pretty often, especially after 1967. And listen, they had their reasons. John and Paul were writing some of the greatest songs ever, but George wasn't that far behind, and he wanted in. Plus, they were barely recording as bands anymore, and even George Martin was getting flamed every now and then. However, Ringo was almost never a part of this. He never argued with anyone, and actually often worked as a moderator that relieved some of the tension in the studio. Many people like to use the fact that he left the band for a brief amount of time in 1968 as a way to say that he was a part of these discussions, but you're forgetting the reason he left was because he was tired of all the fights and refused to continue with the recordings. There's a bunch of people, including myself, that believe that if Ringo hadn't left, the others wouldn't have had a reason to relax and ease up on the fighting, which maybe means that it's only thanks to Ringo that the White Album was completed at all. In other words, Ringo was much more than a drummer. He might have been the oldest member of the Beatles, but I get little brother vibes from him. And of course, this was only possible thanks to Ringo. He took on all the negativity and allowed Ringo to be the sunshine he's always been. I know he can be a little scary, but put some respect on Ringo's name.